That is really good. That is really good. So I've been, I watched Max when he was in karts, and he's just so smooth. The lines he took, as a performance driver, I'm watching his line. Even as a young kid before I started racing myself, I like the cockpit view because that shows you what the driver's mind and his ass are telling him through the steering wheel how much traction the tires have with the road. And the line they take tells you what's going on up here as to what they feel is the limits of the car. And Max has always just been so good at that. He's easy on his tires because if his car is not handling, let's say he has just a tiny push in the front, he will enter the corner earlier. Now, normally you'd never do that because that's going to push you to the outside on the exit, but Max knows the car is going to drift a little bit and he's going to end up right where he wants to be. And he seems to be good at that when his tires start going away. Now, I can tell you at least 3 times, okay, Max has said, my effing tires are gone. And then sets the fastest lap of the race. Look how good he is in the rain, okay, in the wet. And I've always known that he was going to be like one of the good guys. So there's 2 other guys that I've been following, and that is Norris and Piastri. Because I saw them as the next up and coming drivers. And here Piastri's been pretty much showing himself pretty well, and so is Norris. Norris, I think Piastri is more of a style like Verstappen. Norris is more. He's willing to stick the nose in there. He's willing to try to. He wants to win. I'll put it that way. He wants to win. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win. He's not there to finish second or third. He's going to beat the snot out of that car. He's going to try to finish first every race. That's what I like about Norris. And it's going to take him a long ways in this sport because you have to be brave. You have to really push, okay? Piastri, he's smooth like Verstappen. Hamilton, I'll be honest with you. The Mercedes cars are just not what they were. You can see it in the times. You can see it in the splits. They're just not as fast. Hamilton, yeah, okay, he's a year older, but he didn't lose his skill all those years, all those championships worth of skill, knowing the tracks the way he knows them. The Mercedes just isn't what it was, and this is what overregulation brings. Okay, it's such a fine little difference between winning and not winning in Formula One that it comes down to the brain trust. That if you lose your brain power on a Formula One team, you'll immediately see the effects on track. Immediately. Because the line is so fine, it's that guy that's thinking, he's thinking on a much deeper 3-dimensional level that, okay, this is what I think needs to be done. This is the direction I think we need to go. And the team strategists, the brain power makes a big difference. And Piastri, McLaren went through some tough times there, right? Tough times, man. They were struggling, and now they've fought their way back. And you can see it, okay? Every week they're making incremental improvements, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Gasly, yep. Gasly's a driver, man. So that's the younger guys coming up. You know what I mean? Sooner or later, you just get a little too. You lose that little tiny something when you get older. I mean, when I was 19 years old, I was stupid. I really was. That's how I can put it. I had great talent, but I was stupid because death didn't, I knew I wasn't going to perish in a car accident. And so I'm just totally shocked at the things that I did. You know what I mean? And that's what youth gives you. You start getting up Hamilton's age, your head is full of more things than, and you're maybe even thinking about what am I going to do after Formula One? You're starting to think, am I going to go do, you know, Can-Am or whatever, you know what I mean? Go drive electric cars or, try NASCAR. Could you see Lewis Hamilton in a NASCAR? Yeah, the new talent coming up. Okay, Piastri and Norris. I've been watching those guys for a while. And Gasly. I wasn't really paying that much attention to Gasly. Uh, but you can't deny over the last year that he's made himself, he's put himself up front there. So not so sure about the sprint format. Um, yeah, not so sure about the sprint format. It's just for points, I guess. But I do like the rain. I'm more and more liking these wet races because it puts that tiny little something in there that makes it unpredictable where anything could happen, like Perez going off track. You never know how nature's going to, insert herself. And that's, I'm always complaining. I'm sorry. If you know Max is going to win tomorrow, it doesn't make it as fun. I would rather see Max have an incident and get fined five places, or I'd like to see some mix up. You know what I mean? Where the other drivers are not thinking what I'm thinking, which is Max is going to win tomorrow, and that's not good, right? It used to be when everyone, when there was a golf championship, a major, and Tiger Woods was playing, there was a time when everyone else was really playing for second place, and you could feel it, and it wasn't good for the sport. It was good for Tiger, and he made the sport popular, I guess. But you notice golf has kind of died out. It's not growing the way it was. You know what I mean? For many reasons. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm just kind of hoping that it rains like hell. That we don't, that we have no fucking idea what's going to happen. It could be, a nice, steady wet. Not where they have to stop the race, but wet enough where they're on fulls. That's what I'd like to see tomorrow. A race on fulls. That's what I want to see. Full wets out there.